do you feel knowing that by our own selfish acts, we would no longer be able to share the beauty of a coastal aquarium species with future generations? My name is Holly Jones, and I'm a new concerned diver to the Hawaiian coastline. I would like to discuss why the County of Hawaii should tax and better regulate coastal aquarium species harvesting to prevent the fish from disappearing from our reefs. To keep the aquarium fish from becoming extinct, we must implement stronger regulations and taxations on harvesting. You might ask, what is harvesting? Harvesting is when a company dives the reefs with mesh netting to collect aquarium fish for resale. Many people aren't aware of the fact that Hawaii is responsible for exporting 70% of the yellow tanks for resale in the marketplace worldwide. 70% is a really high percentage for Hawaii. This leads me to the mishap of, we actually had 600 yellow tanks killed and thrown out in a dumpster that was on the news on KITV News about a year ago, discussing that it was found in a dumpster at Honoka'a Harbor last year, which was really concerning for like everybody coastally and in the Big Island especially. Local TV crews manned the site as we all cringed in disgust at the waste of such beautiful aquatic fish. The state aquatic biologist on site was actually Bill Walsh. I attended a seminar on Earth Day Fair last year where he voiced his concern on the complete disregard of these beautiful fish. They actually had a big thing on the news where they explained like all the fish were found in the dumpster, and it was pretty disgusting, you know, kind of thrown out. It kind of was like a resale that went bad, so they were discarded, which was extremely unfortunate. Another coastal aquatic specimen for harvesting has already disappeared from our reefs due to too much fishing and harvesting. It's the Hawaiian butterfly fish. According to a website on Wikipedia, it was actually over-harvested, and they rarely find it now in Hawaii waters. Deep diving depths for sports diving are actually the times that you'll actually see some of these rare sightings. And there used to be an overabundance of them, which is kind of scary, you know, and unfortunate, and it may lead to yellow tangs eventually having the same mishap. Many divers have actually noticed a deterioration in aquarium species fish over the years. A good friend of mine is actually Elmire, and she's a diver over 30 years, like all around the world, all kinds of dive sites, from Bahamas to Fiji and back to Kona, and she's lived here about 10 years, and she actually approves of aquarium harvesting, but believes it should also be closely monitored to prevent over-harvesting of our reefs. She also believes that we should need to further tax for harvesting exporters to help offset the cost of the environmental impact studies that we do now currently to determine, basically, like, people are following the set rules and regulations that are set aside right now for our County of Hawaii. The Department of Land and Natural Resources, commonly known as DLNR, everybody knows that name, put out a report dated January 2009 that states due to recent actual environment impact studies, they've noticed a deterioration in ornamental fish collecting species. So that's also known as harvesting. That's a nicer name for it, I guess. And they purposely are strictly regulating and permitting, offering a lot more permits at this point to help offset that, to try to regulate it more. They have noticed that there is an issue with that. This report is also found on the Department of Aquatic Resources website. It's commonly known as DAR, but they have a big website that kind of keeps everybody informed on the current permits and regulations available. Basically, I have a copy of what current fishermen are given, even for collecting fish and whatnot. My boss, I work at a local dive shop. And basically, it's like, you know, like a GE tax booklet or something. but it's kind of not as informative. They basically give you like some lines to fill in, basically saying what type of fish you collected and where you found it. It's kind of, you know, like on an honor system, which isn't really extremely effective. Over here you'll actually see like some of the paperwork that they fill in annually, and they're supposed to write like, they have codes for the fish, like what type they caught and the region that they caught it in, so that people can actually throw this into the database and determine whether or not there's overfishing or, you know, reproduction issues with the fish. A lot of people, you know, kind of get this wrong. There's a lot of trial by error on this, which is extremely unfortunate. It's a lot of guessing work. But it does give us a general idea of what's going on. Another way that they offer incentives, which is actually good, to the fish collectors, is to send them letters like this. It's actually a letter from Washington State University in Vancouver. And what they're basically asking for is some feedback on what type of fish they collect in the regions. It's different colleges and whatnot that offer questionnaires because they're trying to do surveys on it. And they actually buy gift certificates from, you know, local scuba shops in a response to getting these back. They'll, as an incentive, they'll actually give it to them to turn these back in. And whether it's truthful or not, you know, it's definitely going to be a little bit inaccurate, but hopefully they're a little bit more not as biased on the honor system for those. Another, let's see here. Also, what is required for fish collectors to currently fill out the honor system, it has the codes. It's definitely not regulated as much. We're assuming with further taxation to the exporters, we in the County of Hawaii can utilize the proceeds to help hire more field workers to actually monitor the validity of the permits and make sure regulations are being followed. Once again, Dr. Bill Walsh cited this need for change during the seminar I attended at Earth Day Fair last year, basically stating that we need to up the regulations and the taxes, or this will never work. Think about how the economy in Hawaii would be affected if we don't prevent our fish from disappearing. I mean, this is a big issue. People travel from all over the world to experience our Kona coastline, which was one of the world's most beautiful dive sites in the world. Our tourism would disappear, leaving us all in poverty with little or no jobs to feed our families. I mean, people travel from every country in the world to come see the beautiful coastlines and all the fish we have to offer. And can you imagine if we don't have any? We're not going to have any of that. We're not going to have business. I mean, it's not going to be as abundant for us, which is extremely unfortunate. Let alone what it would do to the ocean's ecosystem. What would the ocean's fish life cycles be like then? Like, who would eat who, you know? If we don't have those specific ones to actually feed the chain, like what would actually happen to the bigger fish or the bigger fish? So we basically what I want to do is we need to step up, we need to make some change here. We all need to pull together. We need to start educating our children at an elementary school level. We don't need to start at high school. We need to start at a young age and teach them that's part of society. It's part of integrating our kids into, you know, our INA and protect our land and our fish and our reef life is part of it, and respect everything that's living, you know. We need to sign petitions to raise taxes on the experts or the exporters of coastal aquarium fish species harvesting, and that money needs to be put aside to pay more Department of Land and DLRM. We need to pay more people actually to come out here and actually sponsor this and get this down. So we need to actually monitor our reefs, and we need to protect our precious ecosystem that the ocean has given us. Without us stepping up and making stricter laws, who will protect our fish from disappearing from our Hawaiian coastal reefs? So you guys got to step up and sign this petition. All right.